lot to get to, so let's dig into the legal aspect of this, as Shimon was just kicking us off right there. With defense attorney and former federal prosecutor Seth Waxman is here, and Larry Noble, the former general counsel at the Federal Election Commission. Larry, let me start with you. The impetus for this raid, we're learning, or we're hearing from sources, is the Stormy Daniels situation, if you want to call it. We were told that investigators are looking into possible bank fraud, election violations. What would they be looking for when they walk into that office and into Michael Cohen's hotel room then?
Well, what they could be looking for are documents, emails, letters, bank documents that would show, one, what he said to the bank when he applied for this loan. Now, we don't know. We've been told it was basically a line of credit. We don't know if he took the line of credit out just for this loan or it's when he had it already. But they'd be looking for documents surrounding that. On the campaign finance side, Donald Trump has said that Donald Trump, did not know about this deal, this $130,000. That then raises the question of whether or not Cohen, on his own, was paying for this, which is the way they're making it look like. And if there was, they may be looking for documents showing that he talked to the campaign or had some relationship with the campaign regarding this $130,000, because that would then make it a serious illegal contribution from Michael Cohen to the campaign. Now, if Michael Cohen was operating totally independently of the campaign and Donald Trump didn't know anything about this, there may not be a campaign finance violation. But so I think what they're looking for there is some connections between Cohen and the campaign and Donald Trump regarding Stormy Daniels and the payoff to Stormy Daniels.
And Seth, just this morning, I mean, the president, he tweeted out very succinctly, attorney-client privilege is dead. That was just all that he said. I mean, when you were at Justice, you either took part in raids of attorneys like this, or of course know the process that this goes through. Can you answer to the president here? Is attorney-client privilege dead?
No, it is not dead. It is alive and well. And yes, when I was at the U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C. for 13 years, I had 3 or 4 cases where, unfortunately, one attorney or another got themselves caught up in a criminal investigation. I will tell you, it's an incredibly thorough process as a prosecutor you have to go through, starting at Main Justice. There are individual units within the Department of Justice that prosecutors have to submit applications to before you get to a level where, of course, here the president's involved, where you're getting to the attorney general or the assistant attorney general and then the Southern District of New York. And if you come to those organizations or units with flimsy evidence, he said, she said type of evidence, you are not getting that application approved. You have to have typically documents, emails, text messages, something showing a very high level of evidence to dig into what is almost sacrosanct, the attorney-client privilege. But there are exceptions, like the crime fraud exception we're hearing so much about.
And Seth, this question came up also after that early morning raid of Paul Manafort's house, which feels like a year and a half ago. Why not first request this information? Why go in with a raid?
Well, they may have requested it, but in this circumstance, why search warrants are sought and obtained is because there's some fear that the evidence may be destroyed, or that the target of the search warrant isn't being forthcoming in those voluntary requests. I mean, what I, as a prosecutor, when I was a prosecutor, when I'm asking for documents and I say I want communications relating to X, Y, and Z, there could be some, subjective interpretation that goes on between what I had in my mind and what the defense lawyer receiving that request has in his or her mind. And so to cut all that kind of maybe ambiguity out, you get yourself a search warrant, and then you and the FBI agents involved get to look at it firsthand, and you don't have to rely on either the subjective evaluation of a defense lawyer or, of course, the risk that a target may be destroying or getting rid of evidence.
And Larry, I also read this in the Washington Post this morning. You can't get much worse than this, other than arresting someone's wife or putting pressure on a family member. This is not a good day for Michael Cohen. Is this necessarily a bad day for Donald Trump?
It's not a good day for Donald Trump. You don't want your lawyer being subpoenaed or having a warrant. It's not what you want to wake up and hear. So it is not a good day for Donald Trump. And also his reaction to it shows that he doesn't think it's a good day for him. We've heard for a long time that Michael Cohen has been his personal lawyer, but he's also been described as kind of a fixer for Donald Trump. So I think they're very concerned about what may come out of this. A lot of things may not be covered by attorney-client privilege that he did, especially if he was doing things on his own, for the campaign. So I think they have a reason to be nervous if there's anything that they're trying to hide, or if there's anything that they don't want to come out. But I think things are beginning, the box is beginning to close a little, and I think we're going to find out more about what actually happened.
Stay tuned, as I have to say with this. Seth, Larry, thank you guys.